Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In this video today I'm going to be taking out my AF Rapido engine, and I'm going to be putting the engine that came from the build. I need to do the oil seals on this engine, so I'll show everybody how to take an engine out and how to put an engine in, and what to disconnect, what to drop out, etc. So watch this space. And although it's a continuation of the Lambretta rebuild engine, I'm going to call this video E10 upgrade for the E10 fuel. So I'll cut back in a minute and I'll show you what we're going to be doing. But basically what we're starting with is the shocker nuts and washers. Got the police helicopter above, so I live in such a nice area. And what I've done is I've got one of my ice cream tubs to put all the nuts and bolts in, but I'm going to just stand that there for a sec and I'll put them up on there. I've already taken off the runner boards. There's just the reversal of fitting them. So right, so I'm going to leave that in at the moment. You can, or you can leave the oil. I'm going to be draining it simply because it's just neater to do that. So the gearbox oil, I'll get my Allen keys. I'll say, and the rebuild for this engine, I'm going to check which bearings. It was an AF built engine, and they'd use an Indian gearbox end plate bearing, so on all probability they've used the same Scooters India crankshaft bearings. I know it's got an upgraded AF crank in it, and it's a 225 Rapido barrel. It did have an NK pipe on it, and I put this 48mm Clubman on. I prefer Clubmans, but you know, each to their own. I'm not going to criticise somebody who decides not to do that. Now we've got two choices with the cables. We can either take them all out and maybe put some new cables in. I mean, there's, if I can get it closer, there is literally not a hair's breadth out of place with them. It looks like I've picked a plastic bag up in there, rolling it in yesterday. Yeah, I have. But we can unbolt the carrier and take off the rear hub and do it that way, or I can just disconnect the cables, which is probably what I'm going to do. Put some new inners in again, and I should be set for a while when I've rebuilt this engine. But I'm going to leave these cables in while I'm running around on the rebuilt engine, because I just want to put a few miles on it before either giving somebody the option of buying it, or I might end up sticking it in my Series 2 yet. I'm not 100% decided. I haven't built it for myself. It was just for a project for the channel. So we'll take it from there. I'm just going to switch off for a while till I get myself set. But we'll be taking out these nylock bolts and washers on the silent blocks. I'm going to leave in the bolt at the moment because I need to take off the carburetor, all of these cables. I'm going to drain down. I can leave the exhaust on for the time being, because what I'm going to be doing with the engine is I'm going to be putting fit-on oil seals around the crankshaft. I'm just trying to future-proof it basically. There is nothing wrong with this engine at all. It starts, it runs, it's pretty quick. It'll keep up with I'd say most, not the 350s and whatever, but it'll keep up with most tuned up Lambrettas. It's got massive wide wheels on it. You know, it goes pretty well. I must admit, I'm quite happy with the scooter. The engine, I've done a load of work on it. I've changed the clutch, but we'll look into that when we come to take the engine apart and take the crankshaft out. I'll show you how to take a crankshaft out, what not to hammer, you know, what to treat nicely. We'll be putting new circlips on the piston, and I've got a new gasket set, so for you know, the top end. And I'm going to have a look at the reed valve. It's not, the engine's not being used a lot, but reed valves are known to disintegrate, and I don't want it to destroy my piston and barrel, because the last time when I did the actual conversion to reed valve, there wasn't a score in the barrel or the piston. It was absolutely, it looked like it had never been run, to be honest. But we'll have a look and see what it looks like now. It's been running an open bell mouth carburettor for about I think I've owned it about 3 or 4 years now, this scooter. And you know, it's always had the open bell mouth VHSH carburettor, which I think, in my own opinion, they're probably the best carburettor to stick on a Lambretta. But and again, everybody's got their own ideas with that. But yeah, we did the kickstart mod in a previous video. You know, there you do that. You just literally touch it and it's on. So I'm going to cut back in a bit. Like I say, I'm going to get my tools together, and we'll start off taking the cabling apart. I'm going to mark up which is this and which is the inside. The clutches doesn't really need to come out, because I'm going to take the block off and leave the cable. I might even actually do that, leave this cable connected, the outer one, and just take off this cable and take away both blocks, because I have